Good morning, all of you. Good morning, Anjali, Brigu, Brinda, Cherat Singh, and Keshav.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. So this is our first interaction, and I'm Shailendra C. Chauhan, and I'm going to take your BDM subject. And here in this session, this is the first session of mine. So we will first discuss about the flow introduction about the part that I'm going to conduct. So just a minute, all of you. And first of all, let me show the disclaimer, and then we'll start. This is the disclaimer that whichever resources we are going to use, that is only for education purpose. Okay, now let me show that how will be the flow. I think two sessions from Shakti sir is already conducted, right?
Yes, sir. One session is already taken by sir.
Okay, one session is already conducted. Okay, fine. Okay, so let us discuss that how will be the flow. And did he discuss about the rubrics parts?
He just said that I will be taking your first four chapters and then will proceed, and the other chapters will be taken by sir. So the names of the first four chapter were said by him.
Okay, fine. And
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like mining part will be taken by you, sir,
okay,
and big data analytics will be taken by
okay.
you.
And which kind of assignments and markings will related to your rubrics portion will be there? Did he discuss about this?
No, that was not discussed, sir.
Okay, fine. So let me discuss that part also. So is my screen visible to all?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Thank you for the response. So you can say that this subject is divided in two parts. First portion, that is your first 4 units, are totally based on big data, and unit number 5, 6, 7 are based on data mining. Fine. So your unit number 5, 6, 7, I'm going to conduct this portion. So data mining will be covered by me, and big data will be covered by Shakti sir. And same with your practicals. These are the practical list for your lab sessions. In this also, the practicals related to big data will be conducted by Shakti sir. That is up to practical 6. Practical 1 to practical 6 will be connected by Shakti sir, and 7 to 12 will be connected by me. Fine. So 7 to 12 are based on data mining, so that will be connected by me. And first 6 will be connected by Shakti sir. Fine. So let us discuss that what you will get after discussing this unit number 5 to 7. Let us have the basic introduction part, and then we will see that how your marks will be there for your rubrics components and your term work. So in your term work, that is simple. In your term work, you need to submit your lab manual, nothing else. Fine. So prepare lab manual. I will share the format also with you. I will create Google Classroom, and I will create kind of a format for submitting your lab manual. So in your term work, you need to submit your lab manual, and in your rubrics components, that is of 20 marks, we'll discuss that what you need to do in that rubric part. So first of all, let us see that what you will get from these 3 units. So first of all, let us discuss that what is data mining. Data mining is nothing but, let us say, whenever you are having lots of data, fine, it can be stored in database, it can be stored in data warehouse, it can be stored in cloud also. Fine. So whenever you are having so much amount of data, then you are going to extract some kind of information. You can extract some kind of knowledge from that. Fine. So maybe possible that some data, so the data that you are having in your database or wherever you are going to store it, maybe possible that data is useless. Sometimes maybe possible the data is very useful. Fine. So how to extract the information from that much amount of data? And that is nothing but your data mining part. The extracting process, extraction of data or extraction of information, that is more proper word. The extraction of information from data, that is your data mining. We'll see all those things, that how you will going to, or how you are going to extract the data or information from data, that we'll see. So first unit, that is your 5th unit, is basics of data mining. Fine. So on which kind of data you can apply data mining techniques. So one small information or one small example, let me give you. For example, right now, Amazon, Flipkart, all this kind of online shopping websites are running some sales, Republic Day sales, right? Now, during these sales, maybe possible that many people are going to prefer this kind of sales to purchase some items, because this kind of shopping websites or various malls, DMart kind of stores are offering some kind of discount, are offering some kind of combo offers. Fine. So from this kind of transactions, which kind of information can be extracted so that they can increase the profit, so that they can increase some kind of, or they can manipulate some kind of modification, or they can modify some kind of decision, they can modify their strategies, they can modify certain kind of things. Right, so this process is nothing but your data mining. In your unit number 6, that is nothing but basic methods that can be used for data pre-processing. What is pre-processing process? So it is a kind of removing unnecessary things. You are going to keep only that much amount of data, or that data only which is useful for your information, which is useful for your analysis. So, or maybe possible that sometimes data that is available in particular format is not useful for you. You need to convert it into some other format. Fine. So before applying this kind of algorithm, before applying this kind of techniques, you need to pre-process it. So that kind of techniques we are going to discuss in your 6th chapter, 6th unit, that is data pre-processing. Which kind of techniques you can apply before applying data mining techniques, and how you can prepare your data for applying data mining techniques. That is your data pre-processing techniques. And your 7th unit, in your 7th unit, that is kind of some data mining techniques are there, like classification, like prediction, like clustering, So this kind of techniques are there, which are nothing but your data mining techniques. You can perform classification on data. You can perform prediction on data. You can perform clustering. Fine. So how it is useful whenever you're going to apply it, and how you're going to apply it on, you can say that the kind of data for, let us say, various online shopping website, offline stores, kind of things, and which kind of information you can get from it, that we'll discuss in your 7th unit, that is based on classification, prediction, and clustering. So that is about kind of basic introduction about unit number 5, 6, 7. And after learning all these units, what you will get, you will able to perform some kind of mining techniques. For example, if someone is going to provide you kind of data and going to say that, okay, I'm having that data for, let us say, Flipkart, or I'm having the data of Amazon or DMart or Big Bazaar, then you are going to prepare data for particular task. For example, if you are able to, or if you want to find out, let us say, which items are highly preferred by the customers during Republic Day sales, during Diwali sales. Fine. So for this is a kind of particular task that you can perform. And if you are sure about the task, then what you need to do, you need to first apply data pre-processing techniques. You need to make data ready for applying data mining techniques. And after preparing your data, you need to apply some kind of mining techniques. You need to apply some kind of classification technique. You can apply clustering technique. You can apply some kind of association rule kind of things. Fine. So association rules are not included in your syllabus, but if we are having time, then we'll discuss that also. Fine. So how it is useful? So if you are having data, then how or in what ways, for which kind of purpose you can apply data mining techniques, all these things you can get or you can understand from given data. Fine. So this kind of things, and you can also apply this kind of techniques. So those things you can get after completing these 3 units. Fine. Now let's see that what you will have in your rubrics component. Okay, one more thing, if you are having any doubt, anytime you can ask. There is no any kind of restriction that you need to ask the doubts at the end of the session kind of things. If you are feeling that you are not able to understand that topic, or you need to revise it, or there is kind of question, any kind of query, feel free to ask. Fine, you can stop me anytime and you are free to ask the question. Is it fine for all?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Thank you for the response, Shivam. Now let's see that what you need to submit in your rubrics component. So in your term work, you need to submit your lab manual, and in your rubrics component are divided in 4 parts. So let us discuss that also. Okay, is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in your CAC, that is your rubrics component, CAC component, it is of 20 marks. And that is divided in 4 parts. First 3 will be assignments. It is of 5 marks. assignment 2. There's also 5 marks. And these 2 assignments will be based on big data. That is also 5 marks. This will be also based on big data. This will be based on your data mining. And fourth part of your rubrics will be open-ended problem. And this will be combination of big data plus data mining techniques. So after learning all the practicals, after learning all the theoretical topics, one open-ended problem will be given to you, and that problem definition will be based on both portions. So you need to use the techniques, the methods of both the components, as big data as well as data mining. So open-ended problem definition will be such a definition that will have the part of both. And so this is also of 5 marks. This 20 marks will be like this. 2 assignments based on big data, 1 assignment based on data mining, and 1 open-ended problem that is combination of both, and that will be also of 5 marks. And so this is your CAC component. And in your term work, you need to submit your lab manual. That is also of 20 marks. Let me discuss that also. Twenty marks of term work, and that you need to submit your lab manual. I will share the format, don't worry. And one more thing, yes. External Viva will be there. It will be of 30 marks. And so we will have external Viva also. Okay, sorry, not 30. The Viva is of 25 marks, my mistake. And same your term work is also of 25 marks, not 20. Just a minute, all of you. Okay, so I hope my screen is visible. Okay, so as per your teaching scheme, 30 marks of mid-sem exam, 20 marks of internal. That is, in this internal mark, this particular internal is nothing but your lab manual. This 25 marks is of external Viva. This term work, this is your CAC portion. Let me again discuss that part. Okay, I hope my screen is visible to all. This is your internal mark. Internal CSC rubrics component, that is of 20 marks. In this, you need to submit these 4 things. Term work is of 25 marks. In that, you need to submit your lab manual. Viva will be of 25 marks. So I think that is clear to all.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Let me again give you kind of brief about those teaching scheme. I hope it is visible. Okay,
Yes.
so external exam 50 marks, mid-sem 30 marks, CSC rubrics component, that is internal marks of 20. In that we have discussed 4 parts, 3 assignments, 1 open-ended problem, each of 5 marks. Viva of 25 marks, term work, that is your lab manual, of 25 marks, and total marks 150, 4 theory sessions, and 2 hours of practical. And in that also we have discussed that big data part will be conducted by Shakti sir, and same big data practicals will be conducted by Shakti sir, and data mining theory sessions and practicals will be conducted by me. Okay, so first in this session, we are going to explore about some parts, and one more thing, that whichever theory based topics we are going to discuss, we are always going to have some kind of real time example so that you can get it, and you will be able to correlate your theoretical topics with your real life scenarios, where you can in real life, where you can use your topics or where you can use your concepts. And one more thing, I will frequently ask some kind of questions. So be active, and please participate whenever we are going to discuss. Okay, so we are going to start our first unit. And with our first unit, let us have some kind of small little exercise or small little discussion on one part. That is, uh, first unit in data mining is introduction to data mining, right? That is your 5th unit, introduction to data mining. Now you can correlate data mining with gold mining. Now in gold mining, what is the process? Anyone? Or you can explore, you are having around 2 to 3 minutes. Please explore about gold mining technique and which kind of processes are there for extracting the gold. And then you can answer. So please explore about gold mining, and then in brief, you can introduce or you can just kind of explain that what is the process in gold mining. Fine. So please take your time. Please explore about gold mining, and you can either type your answer in the comment box or you can unmute yourself and you can discuss. So please explore about gold mining, and please type your answer or unmute yourself and you can answer your explored things. Okay, anybody need answer?
Yes, sir.
Yes, please, Shivam.
Yes, sir. Basically, first they go to that place where the gold is. Gold might be there, and they take the huge amounts of like rocks, okay, which
Okay,
might have the gold.
okay.
Then they crush that particular stone into smaller pieces, very
Mhm.
smaller pieces, which can be you can say that much small that the gold can be extracted separately,
Okay,
and then they grind it, or then they kind of separate the gold with the normal other stones. Kind of they refine the um, unused, not needed materials from that whole
okay,
bunch of stones, and then they
o-
get the gold, and they still purify it until they get the purity they needed.
okay, okay. Okay, thank you so much, Shivam, for your answer. Great. Now, as Shivam answered, you can compare this gold mining process with your data mining. Fine, so just let me share a kind of things that you can get whenever you are going to explore or whenever you're going to search about gold mining process. You can get this kind of images or this kind of links, this kind of resources. So in Google, just search about gold mining process and you will get this kind of answers. Fine. So rock pile is there and you are going to crush it. You're going to crush the rocks. Then milling will be there. Then all this process are there. That kind of grinded or crushed rocks will be passing through these kind of things. And then at the end, you will have this kind of gold. Fine. So many answers are there. So many links are there. This is also kind of process. Similar way, why we are comparing gold mining with data mining. So let us understand that also. So we are always going to have kind of a reference, real-time example as a reference to understand the concepts, fine? That you can compare your concept with real-time usage. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Great. So in gold, you are having rocks and you are going to crush that rock. And after that, you're going to process that kind of grinded raw material. And at the end, you are going to have gold. In similar way, whenever you are going to visit any kind of online shopping websites or offline stores or any kind of online business, any kind of offline business, fine. So what you will have or which kind of data that you can collect and just take any kind of answer or let us say this kind of table. Now just assume that you are having the database of pantaloons, for example. Fine, so this is the database of pantaloons. We all have visited pantaloons in our cities, right? Just kind of small example. This is one little table. They can have lots of table in the databases or data warehouse on they're going to use. Fine, just a kind of this is a small example. Let us say this is the customer ID. then let us say their name, then which kind of data they can have, right? Let us say if you are considering about the example of pantaloons, then which kind of data they are going to collect from customers. Fine. So they are going to collect their name, they are going to collect their age, they are going to collect their mobile number. Then they are going to store their gender, then payment method, and other things. Fine. Now, let us say they have started their first store in your city, and after opening their first store, what they can have, they will start having customers. Fine. Let us say first customer is coming, and first customer is purchasing, let us say, belt. Second customer is coming, second customer is purchasing, let us say, t-shirt. Third customer is coming, third customer is purchasing, let us say, t-shirt and jeans. Same way, after 1 year, they will have the data of their customer plus their purchased items. They can also have kind of columns like purchased items, then date of purchase, all this kind of columns will also be there with the customer ID and their other tables. Fine. So now, after 1 year, if Pantaloons want to know that which kind of items are preferred by the citizens. Fine. So how it is possible? Anybody? After 1 year, let us say Pantaloons want to know that which kind of items are preferred by the citizens of, let us say, Rajkot, or the citizens of Ahmedabad, or citizens of, let us say, Surat, for example. Then how it is possible?
Sir, they can directly get that data from that purchased items column, like which
Okay.
items are famous among all.
Okay. So they can also have, just a minute. Let me share the screen. They can also add this kind of type. They can also use some kind of other terms. Let us have type. And from this kind of table, they can easily able to understand that which kind of items are preferred. Now, let us say in the first year, they are able to understand that, okay, currently in this year, the items of kids were more preferred by the citizens. Fine. So what they can do? What they can do from this kind of information? Anyone? If they are able to get this kind of information from the data that the items, or you can say that the kids wear are more preferred by the citizens.
They can increase their stock of kits, and also they can message the customers regarding the offers and all.
Exactly,
Yes.
Brinda. So they can use this kind of information in their business. So what they can do, they can just kind of provide some kind of offer that let us say 40% discount in kids wear. They can introduce this kind of sales. They can offer this kind of new sales focused on that kind of type of clothes. Plus, what they can do, they can increase the stock of kids wear. Plus, you might have seen that in your city, if you are visiting Pantaloon store, then after 3 years or after 4 years, they are changing the structure of the store, right? If you are visiting the Pantaloons initially, they were having different kind of sections. After a few years, they have changed the size of their sections. They can introduce new sections, they can remove certain sections, right? So how it is possible, how they are, or how they're taking this kind of decisions, that which sections to be added, which sections to be removed, which sections to be increased, to be expanded. And that is based on this kind of information that they can have from the data of customers, data of purchasing items. Right? So what is this? This is nothing but all is the result of data mining techniques. They can apply some kind of data mining techniques on the data, and they can have this kind of information. Right? So this is also the similar to your gold mining process. Let me share my screen. And they can have the transaction ID also. I hope my screen is visible. Okay, fine. They can also have transaction ID. Let us say customer 1, for that transaction ID will be TX. Let us say 001. Then second transaction TX 02. It can be anything. It is up to them. It is up to the system that they are using. Let us say after end of the year, they are having this kind of lakhs of transactions. Right? So around 1 lakh transaction will be there in their database. So 1 lakh transactions are there, and from this 1 lakh transaction, you can consider this 1 lakh transaction. You can compare this with the rocks. Fine. In rocks, certain amount of gold will be there inside that. And same way, inside this 1 lakh transactions, some kind of information will be there. You need to extract the information. And so within this, you can compare this with rocks. There's 1 lakh transactions in the database. So what you need to do? You need to process this. You need to process this 1 lakh transactions. Right, so next process, similar to gold mining, next process will be processing, and that you can consider as data pre-processing. That is the best term. It is a suitable term for this. Right, so this is data pre-processing. So on this 1 lakh transaction, you can apply some kind of data pre-processing techniques, so that you can have only that kind of data which is having more probability to have the information. Similar to your gold mining, you are going to remove certain kind of portion of that rocks which is having less probability of gold, and you will have only that kind of that rocks which are having more probability of having gold inside that. So this data pre-processing techniques you can apply on this data. This you can consider as raw data. And after this, on this pre-processed data, certain techniques will be applied, right? Same way, the heat, let us say, on the rocks which are filtered, you can crush it, you can have kind of steam process, you can wash it with your water. All this kind of process are being applied. That is nothing but gold mining process. Same way you are having data mining process. Some kind of mining techniques will be applied, and that is nothing but your data mining techniques. This is nothing but data mining process. This data mining process or techniques will be applied on pre-processed data. And after applying data mining techniques, or after applying, let us say, gold mining techniques, we will have gold. Same way, after applying data mining techniques, you can have information, you can have knowledge. Fine, so you can have knowledge or you can have information. Fine, so this way you can compare gold mining with your data mining. Here, this is nothing but you can apply data mining techniques on pre-processed data. Here you are applying data mining techniques. Here you are going to apply various data pre-processing techniques. Fine, and here you can have data selection kind of things. So before applying data pre-processing techniques, there is also kind of process that we'll discuss later. So these are this kind of basic process, basic things. Basic things are there, and here this is the kind of whole process of data mining. So you can this is nothing but your data mining. Well, this is kind of summary, this is kind of brief about data mining. Okay, till this, anybody any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay, great. So that was kind of brief about data mining, that which kind of process, which kind of things will be there with your data mining. Now let's move further. Okay, so we have started from the basic things about data mining. We have seen the kind of basic process, basic things of data mining. So we have discussed about what is data mining in this session, and we are going to discuss the reasons why we need to apply this kind of data mining techniques with respect to data. Then on what kind of data we can apply data mining techniques, which kind of patterns you can have. All these things we'll discuss in the next session. So from next session, we are going to discuss about these things. In today's session, we have discussed about what is data mining, basic things. We'll also have some kind of definitions in next session. Now let me give you one more example, just a minute, where you can have this kind of use of data mining. Just a minute, all of you. Okay, so I'm sharing my screen. Just a minute. So I'm just giving a kind of hint on your open-ended problem, which kind of open-ended problem will be there. I hope my screen is visible. Now, if you have heard about stock exchange, stock market, fine. So most of the applications, most of the platforms are analyzing this kind of candles. Right? So this kind of candles are there, and different candles are having different kind of meanings. Fine. So whenever this kind of any firm which is dealing with, you can say that stock exchange, which is providing some kind of tips, which are analyzing the stocks, the price, whether the price is going to be increased, whether the price is going to be decreased. They are analyzing this kind of candles. Right. So this is also kind of candles for one particular stock. Now here, based on this kind of patterns of various candles, you are having this kind of meanings, different kind of meanings are there, and you can predict price of stock based on previous data, based on this kind of patterns. Fine. So in prediction of any particular stock price, prediction of, let us say, whether it is the price is going to be increased, whether the price is going to be decreased, you can apply this kind of, or you can have, first you need this kind of graph. First you need to have this kind of candles, this kind of graph. And for having this kind of graph, you need to generate this kind of candles. And prediction is based on your prediction is also given in your syllabus, that is your 7th unit. So we'll also discuss that prediction part in your 7th unit. So what is your open-ended problem? Just kind of giving you kind of hint. So you need to store the data of any one particular company, which is in stock market, which is listed in stock market, and using our pre-processing techniques or data mining techniques, you need to generate this kind of stick candle graph. Fine. So using big data techniques, using the concept of big data, you need to store the data, and using the data mining techniques, you need to generate this kind of candles. Fine. So that is your open-ended problem. And from the candles, from this kind of graph, the analyst will analyze it and give you some kind of information, whether the price is going to increase, whether it will decrease, or you can apply some kind of prediction techniques also. And so that is a kind of open-ended problem. That is a part of your rubrics. Fine. So whenever, let us say, any news channel is saying that the stock price of XYZ firm is going to be increased, or it is going to be decreased, or any analyst is going to say that will be based on these candles. Fine. So how they can say that the price is going to be increased or decrease? That is based on analysis. Which analysis? Data analysis. And data analysis will be always based on some kind of techniques. Right? So they are going to apply some kind of data mining techniques or data analysis techniques on the data, and from the result, from the information, they can say that whether the price is going to be increased or decreased. Okay, fine. So anybody any doubt in this session?
Yes.
Okay, thank you for the response, Shivam. Anybody else any doubt?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, Anjali, okay, Brinda, okay, fine. Okay, so just a minute, let me take the attendance. Just a minute. Professor Shivam.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Shivam is there. Then Anjali.
Present, sir.
Okay, thank you. And Jairaj Singh.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Then Brinda.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Then Nimit. Thank you. Then Keshav.
Present, sir.
Thank you. Then Bigu.
Present, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much, all of you. Now see you in the lab session at 10 o'clock. Thank you so much, all of you. Have a nice day.